Over the decades, we've all seen our favorite stars create romantic sparks and chemistry in our favorite films. But sometimes the on-screen love and attraction that we see between two characters on film or TV spills out into the real world. The actors playing those characters fall in love. Stay tuned, don't go away, because today we're showing you the best real-life couples that were also co-stars ranked. First up, who are some of the biggest stars to fall in love on screen and then in real life? Let's take a look. Perhaps the most famous on and off-screen movie star couple was Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. The couple's been in love on screen a total of 3 times and were ultimately married in real life. They first played a couple in Days of Thunder 1990, Far and Away 1992, and acclaimed director Stanley Kubrick's film Eyes Wide Shut 1999. Though in the end their relationship didn't last, Tom and Nicole will forever be remembered as one of Hollywood's hottest couples. And the same can be said for Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, who were dubbed by the media simply Brangelina. Although Pitt and Jolie began their relationship in 2004, their first film together wasn't released until 1 year later in 2005, with the release of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where the couple played married assassins. 2 years later, Brangelina worked together on the film A Mighty Heart 2007. Jolie starred in the film and Pitt produced it, but he did not act in the film. Brangelina's last film together came in 2015 when the couple starred in the film By the Sea, where they played a married couple struggling to keep their crumbling marriage intact. Fortunately for Brangelina, the film was not well received and essentially sank to the bottom of the box office sea. It's also worth mentioning that co-stars falling in love with one another is not an entirely new concept, and it's happened more often than you might think. Next up, who are some of the most recent co-stars to fall in love? Let's have a look. Recently, 2 co-stars from the hit drama series Orange is the New Black fell head over heels for one another after meeting on set. Samira Wiley and Lauren Morelli in Orange is the New Black. Wiley and Morelli played 2 characters that spontaneously fall in love, and fan obsession began almost immediately. When it was announced that the couple tied the knot in real life, fans went crazy and were overjoyed upon hearing the news. The Orange is the New Black couple serves as a shining example of 2 women meeting on set to play romantically involved characters and falling in love and marrying in the real world. Another couple that met while shooting a TV series is Anna Paquin and Stephen Moyer from True Blood. The pair first met while shooting the pilot episode for True Blood back in 2007. As soon as they met, it was love at first sight. 2 years later in 2009, the couple publicly announced that they were engaged. Anna and Stephen officially tied the knot in 2010 as True Blood was still being aired. Unlike many celebrity couples, this True Blood is still married today and had twins together. They also care for 2 children from Stephen's previous marriage, which makes them a picture-perfect blended family. True Blood had a successful 7-year run and stayed on the air until 2014. Stay tuned and don't go away, because we're bringing you more real-life couples that were also co-stars. Up next, is there a couple that had steamy on-screen chemistry that parlayed into love in real life? You bet. We're talking about Alexis Bledel and Vincent Kartheiser. Some of you might remember Alexis from playing the character Rory Gilmore in the hit show Gilmore Girls. Alexis was also in Netflix's Gilmore Girls reunion miniseries and played Emily in The Handmaid's Tale. In between those projects, however, Alexis took on a small guest starring role on the hit series Mad Men, a show about sleazy, power-hungry bankers, where she played the character Beth, who was one of the character Pete Campbell's many love interests that he would often use to cheat on his wife with. Bledel and Vincent Kartheiser, who played Pete, had some seriously steamy on-screen chemistry, and apparently so much that they decided to date one another in the real world. 1 year after meeting, they announced that they were engaged to be married, and today they even have a child together. Another celebrity relationship that's often in the spotlight is Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa. Most of you probably recognize Kelly as the host of Live with Kelly and Ryan, but back in the 90s, Kelly was a soap opera star on All My Children, and it was there that she met a co-star named Mark Consuelos, a handsome young man that caused the hearts of many women to skip a beat. Mark and Kelly were instantly hooked on each other, and a year later they eloped and got married. More than 20 years later, the couple is still madly in love and has 3 happy and healthy children. Their eldest child is in their 20s. Next up, do on-screen reality TV romances ever lead to genuine love off-screen? Let's find out. Some of you might remember the Lifetime Network series Unreal. Stars Johanna Brady and Freddie Stroma met each other on the set of the show, and the series was sort of an attempt at competing with the popular show The Bachelor. Freddie played a bachelor by the name of Adam Cromwell, while Johanna played the character Anna Martin, the contestant. Ironically, the couple's on-screen romance was more like a dud than anything else, else, but Offset, the sparks were flying. 1 year following the release of Unreal, Johanna and Freddie announced their engagement and were married that same year. Another co-starring couple that made headlines is Adam Brody and Leighton Meester. Brody and Meester met on the set of the film The Oranges, but Brody first rose to fame after starring in the show The OC, which stands for Orange County, playing the character Seth Cohen. Leighton's claim to fame was starring as Blair Waldorf on the show Gossip Girl. At the time, Brody and Meester were two of the most sought-after TV stars in showbiz. When they first met, Brody was actually dating someone else, but when Brody and his girlfriend broke up, he and Meester reconnected. Today, they have a happy marriage and share 2 children together. Up next, what are 2 celebrity couples that fans just can't get enough of? Let's have a look. Some of you might remember the comedic film American Pie 1999, starring Jason Biggs, Chris Klein, and Seann William Scott. You might also remember a young, nerdy female character who just couldn't stop excitedly talking about this one time at band camp. That was actor Allison Hannigan, who played the character Willow on the hit show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Allison's co-star, actor Alexis Denisof, played the character of Wesley, and when the series ended its 7-season run, Allison and Alexis quickly tied the knot in 2003. They're an adorable celebrity couple, and 2 to this day are still happily married and have 2 daughters together. Back in 2013, after a decade of marriage, the happy couple renewed their vows in an intimate ceremony with family and friends. Another adorable co-starring couple that the public can't seem to get enough of is Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher from the hit series That 70s Show. And although Kunis and Kutcher met on the set of the show and were everyone's favorite on-screen couple at the time, their love for one another didn't blossom until years later. Kunis dated Home Alone child star Macaulay Culkin for nearly a decade, from 2002 to 2011, and Kutcher married star Demi Moore in 2005, and they too split in 2011. So when Kunis and Kutcher started dating in 2012, fans of That 70s Show were bursting with joy around the world. Kay and Kay were married in 2015, now have 2 kids together. So who are 2 of the hottest couples in the world today that met on screen? Let's have a look. We're talking about Megan Mullany and Nick Offerman from Will and Grace. Mullany and Offerman were actually dating before Offerman played a small guest role on the Thanksgiving episode of Will and Grace's 4th season. They first began dating when they met each other acting in a play. The couple officially wed after years of dating and have co-starred in numerous projects together, including the film The Kings of Summer and the series Parks and Recreation. Nick played the much-loved character Ron Swanson in Parks and Rec, and he and Megan have worked together on Bob's Burgers and the popular animated film Hotel Transylvania 2. Another beloved couple is Kit Harington and Rose Leslie, who met while filming on the set of the mega-popular series Game of Thrones. Kit and Rose played on-screen lovers on the show and as a result fell in love in real life. 2018, Rose and Kit married. By 2020, they were pregnant. Rest is history. Finally, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that not all celebrity couple relationships are purely business or marketing ventures that are destined to inevitably end. Contrary to what many might think, there are hundreds of genuinely happy celebrity couples who genuinely love each other and will stay together happily ever after until the end. And that is a wrap for today's video, folks. Hit us with that like and subscribe to that channel. Otherwise, you'll miss out on all the great videos we've got coming your way.